welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia. With me today we have Nick.
Hello.
And Brandon.
Hello.
It's our 420th episode, man.
Hey.
Oh shit.
I'm not sure how I can celebrate that.
Cue Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, do we have any good Snoop Dogg memes? That would be good.
I don't think so.
I can't do impressions of Snoop Dogg, so I can't do that.
I can't either.
Yeah. But whatever. We got things to talk about, games and things. New Nintendo Switch is coming out. Sony just did the State of Play.
Mm-hmm.
And
Can we just open this episode with the Kirby's Dream Land / Drop It Like It's Hot remix? That's really good.
I don't even know what
It's
that
so
is.
good. On.
It sounds fancy.
Yep, I found it. It's going in memes.
Brandon's already dipped into the stash.
We got here. Oh, that's the classic. That's the classic blingy Snoop Dogg
Hell yeah, it is.
ranking at me. Quality. That's quality.
That sounds pretty good. Fits pretty well. I don't know. Where do we start? Do we have anything new? Is Terminator new? I don't even know.
Yeah, Terminator's new. I mean, it's new for me.
Yeah, I'm talking about Terminator.
Not very new.
Oh, so we're starting off with Terminator? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is Terminator Resistance. It recently released on consoles, but I got it for sale on PC during the Steam Summer Sale.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really surprisingly good.
Why is it surprising?
Okay, so it's a AA game. It's one of those like in-betweeners, like where you can very clearly tell that like they don't have the budget to be AAA, but they have like they definitely care about the source material. So, you know, in between those games where you're like, oh yeah, this isn't made the best way, it doesn't look the best, but it plays really good, and it definitely cares about the source material. And that's kind of what where the whole surprisingly thing came from. Because sometimes you see those like in between games, and they're like, oh, you tried, but this is like legitimately good. It's essentially, think of something like Fallout 4, but like that's the general gameplay kind of deal, where you go around, you explore, you grab items to craft weapons and ammo and this, that, and the other. And but it's in the Terminator universe. So yeah, like you start out and you're a mercenary that's on the front lines as all the Terminators are invading, and you have the option of going around and saving the people by like using some stealth mechanics to like sneak around the first Terminators, because when you first start this game, you're like kind of helpless. You've got only like normal weapons, and they've got like Skynet tech, and you're kind of like having to run for your life and, you know, avoid fights more so than actually get into them. And while you're doing that, you're like creeping through back alleys and everything, trying to save people that are like trapped in places. And it's a really neat and interesting idea. I probably only played like the tutorial, so like the first hour and a half or so, but the first hour and a half is very cool. You like sneak through all these abandoned buildings while like all hell is breaking loose as the Terminators invade outside in this like big open expansive world, and you're trying to rescue these people and then get them all back to a bus so that you guys can move on to the next area. And I also realized that you can not save all of them and only bring certain people instead, and I don't know how that's going to affect the story later on, but I absolutely did it by mistake. So we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, the gunplay feels really nice. It's a very interesting world. It clearly cares about Terminator, like the franchise as a whole, and it's just overall really neat. It's really good. So yeah, I got it for like $28, and I think it's only like $40 when it's not on sale.
Good price.
So yeah, I would recommend this actually, just from like specifically from the first hour and a half that I played of this. I would recommend this to anyone that wants to play a good Terminator game, because it definitely has the makings of one, at least thus far. I know it's not a very long game, but I know what's here is like enough so that it doesn't outstay its welcome and that sort of deal. So
Mhm.
yeah, I would recommend this. It also just released on PS5 and Xbox Series X. So yeah, check it out if you like the Terminator series and you want to see a game that did it right. Because there are so many Terminator games and they're so bad, every single one of them. But this one isn't, which is a huge surprise.
Well, I think most people seem to think, and this is my thinking too, that like any of these like tie-in type games are gonna be shit. Like I always thought the Mad Max game leading up to it was gonna
But
be
it's
like
so good. My friend
a
made
wet.
that.
I know, but like leading up to it, you just assumed it was gonna be such a wet fart of a game that like I'm not gonna give this the time of day. So
But you
it's
knew my friend made
strange. Well, yeah, yeah. You mentioned it.
I mean,
Yeah,
9 times
I know,
out of
I
10
know.
they are.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like nobody would like look at the Terminator game and be like, oh, that's worth my money. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and like it has the worst title ever because it's tied into one of the worst Terminators. The Terminator Resistance is the name of the game. It has
Mhm.
nothing to do with the movies. It's just
Interesting.
using the word resistance because you're a resistance member. So, like, I'm pretty sure people look at it and they're like, "This is based off Terminator Resistance. Fuck that!" But it's not. So, so yeah,
Nice.
definitely worth playing. It's not even a tie-in. It's just its own thing. It's its own story and everything.
Who is this made by?
Let me check. It's made by I have no idea. Teon
Reef
and Reef
Entertainment.
Entertainment is the publisher.
Oh yeah, they're so let me see here. Yeah, Teon and Teon Japan. So let's see who they are. Teon.
They're nothing. They made the Rambo game. What? You know what? Rambo was such a bad game. They had to make it so they could make this good Terminator game. That's my
Sometimes that
now.
is how it is, really.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mhm.
I haven't heard of any of these games.
Me neither. I just knew that this game was good because word of mouth, basically it was like, hey, you want to play a good Terminator game? Here you go. And this is one that also got the Fidelity FX Super Resolution treatment that the AMD was working on.
They're
That works.
making a RoboCop game.
That could be good. I hope it is.
But they also, if you want to check their back catalog, they have Pet Hotel Tycoon. They have 101 Shark Pets. 1001 Mini Golf Challenge. What else we got here? Mini Golf Resort. Heavy Fire. Afghanistan.
Yo,
Sounds-
RoboCop looks sick, actually.
It's just really weird because like I'm looking through like their stuff right now, and it seems like it's all shovelware. Like legitimately, all of it looks like shovelware. And then they're like, "What if we just made a really good fucking Terminator game?"
Yeah,
I mean, that
that's
was pretty much like the operating model that THQ had, if you remember. They used to like make all those Nickelodeon like push-off games so they could fund all their other games. I mean,
Yeah,
it makes sense if they're making money. I mean, I've never heard of My Shortcuts before.
no.
Yeah,
But
I've
I'm
never
sure
heard
there's
of
an
these
issue.
people before. I just, like I said, I saw the Fidelity FX Super Resolution thing, the AMD, and the list of games. And I saw this Terminator game, and I was like, is this game good enough to get that? And then I looked into it, like, when they first announced the, Fidelity FX thing for this game, and I was like, oh, this is one of those hidden gems that's actually really good that no one thinks is good. Okay, I see what's going on here. And then, yeah, I was waiting for it to go on sale, and it did.
Nice, very good.
Is that all you got, Brandon?
Yeah, that's all I got. It's been a rough week.
Yeah, I can't talk. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Not every week. Not every week can you do the time warp.
Yeah,
It's very.
I really
strenuous on the
needed
body
to this
do
week,
time
wow.
work every week.
I really needed to this week.
Yeah. Nick, you got anything?
I mean, no, not really. It's nothing. Nothing of value has been played this week.
It's okay.
Nothing.
I'm back on the rest of the Metroids.
Yeah.
So I
okay.
finished up Super Metroid. I think I
Mhm.
started it last time I talked about him, but finished up Super Metroid. And that game is just, I mean, it is dated in some ways, but it is a masterclass in like world design. Like it's very good, like what they do and what you
Mhm.
think about like how they go through. I actually saw a YouTube video just randomly because I was just looking for something to waste time the other day. And they were talking about the design for like Super Metroid and like how it lets you progress through and how like well it's built for those kind of things. And it's pretty impressive, like the amount of thought that they put into it. Like even more than like I had thought about it, having had played through it a couple times, because it really does like kind of the beginning of the game, it kind of directs you in one direction, and then all of a sudden, like it just kind of like, full stop, you got to go this way, and then it just completely opens up, and then there you are, there it goes. So I think that's pretty, and especially too when you think about how there's like items in that game that like you might not ever actually find. You just don't go and get. Like I finished it this time, and I'm like, I think I forgot something. Like I'm like, there's an item I don't have, and it was a spring ball. I'm like, I didn't even remember this being in this game at all. I thought it was like a later like addition, but no, it's there. I just didn't get it. And
Well,
I think I forgot it last time too.
I really enjoy watching. If you ever haven't done this, I really enjoy watching speedruns of that game, especially when they are sequence breaking and like figuring things out. Because like realistically, like those games don't have a concrete order per se. Like there's a preferred method of beating that game, but then there's also ways you can work that game around where like you don't have to do half the things that they want you to do in the order that you want to do them. And like that's what I always thought was like a really interesting thing that like it works so well because you'd figure something that open ended would just like have a lot of issues like progression wise, and it just doesn't.
Well, that's one of the things I saw. They did that same series. They did one on like the original Metroid, and they were talking about that was the big issue with it was because after you got, I think it was like you get the missiles and the bombs, and then all of a sudden like 75% of the map is open to you.
Yeah,
and it's like because you can get almost anywhere. So then it's like you don't know where the fuck to go because it's just like almost endless possibilities.
Yeah,
and it's easy to get lost. And then at a certain point, it just stops even giving you like clues as to where like invisible walls are and things.
mm-hmm.
And it's just like fuck that game. Basically, that's the moral of the story for the original Metroid. But Super Metroid improved on it in every single way. So that's I mean, there's only like. If I was gonna, if anyone ever decided to remake that game, I hope they just do like minimal quality of life improvements.
Yeah,
you really don't have to go crazy, and just like leave it mostly intact as is. So,
no, I would agree with that. And honestly, that's why I'm kind of hoping that Dread sells well, so that maybe like, because I think Super honestly at this point, I mean, besides Fusion, but Fusion didn't really need it, is like one of the only games that they've left untouched at this point now. So, like, I don't know. I feel like it makes sense for them to maybe update it and use the Dread graphics style to make it look prettier.
Yeah, I mean, if that's all they're gonna do is just like make it look prettier, that's fine. Or if they wanted to do something like, I think they added it into a couple of games where it's kind of more like a very optional hint system, kind of like I think they did it like Mario, and I think they did it with like the Majora's Mask remake. Where it's not something that like you had to go out of your way, but there's like a certain like place in the game where it's like if you needed a hint, you could get it, but it doesn't like for the normal players, you're not going to see it just because it's like you'd have to go out of your way to get it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to turn into like Zero Mission where it's like go here, and like Fusion is the same thing. It's like go here. Like that's one of the genius things about Super Metroid. Like it doesn't tell you where to go. It's just like just go, figure it out. I promise. Just look around,
But how does Metroid crouch?
Metroid can't.
No, crawl.
Oh, okay.
It's crawl.
No,
crawl,
just
Brandon.
ball.
Crawl.
She ball.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, Super Metroid's great. And I'm like 75% of the way through Fusion right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten a good chunk of that done too. And that game definitely is like, what we were just talking about. It's like a very hand-holdy game. I remember people being super bent out of shape when it came out. Because it's very different from, in a lot of ways, it's like a big step back from what Super Metroid gave you. It's like the computer's always telling you where to go. It's always blocking stuff off. It's always forcing you in a certain direction. And I think they did find some ways to like sequence break things. But yeah, no, it's definitely just much more of a very hand-holdy Metroid experience. It's still a lot of fun. Like I like Fusion a lot. I think it has the most hideous Samus suits out of any of the games, though. Like
I could agree with that. Yeah,
like the Varia suit for Fusion, fucking nasty. It's just like vomit.
Let me look at it again.
Okay.
Oh God, you talk? Yeah, no, it's not okay.
Yeah, no, it's wrong on so many levels.
It's weird because like I feel like they thought they were doing something with her suit and hot take, I don't like her Fusion suit at all. No. I think the whole thing is just very terrible looking, and I don't understand why it is the way that it is.
Like my guess always was it was like because it came out in 2002, but it's like the design was like from the 90s. It's like they wanted to make it very 90s. Like, oh, cool, Samus has spikes and neon colors.
Like the colorway isn't what gets me, right? Because like that colorway when it's on her like her regular suit when you play Smash, it's fine. It's completely fine. I like the colors. It's just the way they have the suit set up. Like I understand they're like, oh, parts of her suit stuck to her because of thing, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But like, did you have to make it look like she got like I don't know slimed or something? Like that's to me what it looks like. It's just not very appealing.
Lifetime Live with Samus.
Yeah, basically that's what happens. She got slimed, and you're like, what the fuck? What happened?
I will say though, it does kind of look a little bit better in like Metroid Prime, like when you unlock the fusion suit that way. Looks like
yeah, it does look better. Yeah,
but still, I do agree. Like it's definitely not like my favorite suit design. I really like what they did with Dread because the Dread suit seems more like how I imagine the fusion suit should have looked.
Yeah,
where it's got kind of like that mechanical kind of biological like fusion going on, and this one, like I said, it just looks like it came from the swamp. Like,
see, I've always loved the design of the gravity suit and the light suit from Prime.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and the gravity suit's the one that's like all the like the purple and the yellow and the red. It's like
that's the traditional like Super Metroid gravity suit. Like it's a beautiful suit. Like, I love that one. And the light suit's fucking phenomenal too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and I was gonna say too, the dark suit always made me kind of throw up because it looked like shit.
I don't remember the dark suit that well.
That was the one. Here we go. I'm gonna post the light and the dark suit in the chat. It's mainly her shoulder pieces that get me on the dark suit.
I say because I know they did some weird kind of like hole design things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's why I said like the light suit, phenomenal. Love that. The dark suit, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, not a fan of that one. I didn't like the Metroid Prime 3 suits remind me a lot of what they're doing at Dread. Mm-hmm. But they weren't like anything like exemplary. I thought they're just kind of like just kind of they took the suits and added on like some face on stuff or whatever. Mm-hmm. No,
the Dread suit kind of reminds me of the PED suit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, because it's got like the boxy kind of shoulder things, but it has more of that like biological like stripe going on too, which I like. Yeah. So I'm a fan of the Dread suit, like so far. And they did say that they were going to explain like how you got from the fusion suit to the Dread suit, which I'm really curious, like how much of a write-off that's going to be. They're just going to be like, yeah, Samus thought that suit was hideous, so she hung it back up and put on a new one. Who knows? Who knows what it's going to be? So
I don't know if you saw, but they are restocking the Dark Samus amiibo
and the Ridley amiibo,
and the Ridley amiibo as well. So I'm wondering if those will have amiibo functionality with the game as well.
I bet they will. Honestly, I bet those two will, and I bet the ones they had come out for returns. I'm sure they will too. They gotta.
Oh yeah, for sure. I agree.
Because returns had unlocks for all of the Smash amiibo that were already out on top of its own too. So it makes sense that they would. I had a theory about Metroid Dread's story. I don't remember if I told you guys or not.
I don't believe you did. No.
And I might have heard it from someone else. I can't remember if we talked about this or not. But it's like I think that whole like the whole premise of that game, I think it's just a trap to lure Samus to that planet so the robots can kill her. Because she is like essentially now the last Metroid.
Oh, so do you think the Galactic Federation is like betraying her?
Well, I mean, at the end of Fusion, like you know how Fusion ends, right?
I never beat Fusion.
Oh, yeah. So I would say that's probably a yes.
Okay.
I think that's what's going to happen, and then it's going to lead into Federation Force.
No.
No, Federation Force takes place between Metroid 1 and 2, Brandon. Get your timeline straight.
Shit, I didn't know. My bad.
You asshole.
You know, I got Fusion when it first came out when I was like a wee lad, and as you could tell, I never finished anything. So like I never finished anything when I was younger either. I just never beat it.
Well, at least you're consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in Fusion, like at the beginning of Fusion, just kind of like just remind you of the part that you might have forgotten. Like Samus gets bitten by the X, well not bitten, I guess like infected with the X parasite. And they're like, oh shit, Samus's gonna die. Let's give her this vaccine made from the last Metroid. And so Samus fused with the Metroid DNA, which is what fucked up her suit and everything. So if that vaccine or whatever was the last DNA of the Metroid, then that essentially makes her the last Metroid. She is now the last Metroid.
I mean, yeah, no, you're right. I remember that. I do remember that part.
So I bet those robots are like, yeah, fuck this bitch, we want it. She also could theoretically be the last of the lineage of the X parasite as well, because she was absorbing the fuck out of those infusion. I don't know how that works with those. So I'm sure.
Maybe Samus is just the last. That's the end. That's the end of the sentence.
She's the last thing.
Mm-hmm.
The last bounty hunter, the last Metroid, the last X parasite,
Yeah.
the last Galactic Federation. She's all of it. The last Adam Malkovich, the last baby. She's also the other M.
I don't know if I asked this. When does Other M take place in the timeline?
Other M takes place between Super Metroid and Fusion. So the guy that's bossing Samus around, that whole game, he is in Fusion.
Gotcha. Lovely.
Yeah. I mean, it's got great cinematics, like that reenactment at the end of Super Metroid.
Yeah, I'm still not. I don't know.
Well, I think we talked about it last week. Like, essentially, like the story of that game is like not essential. Like, it adds very little to the actual like plot of the series.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it gives you some like understanding of like Samus and her like respect for Adam. But if you don't know that, she kind of at least gives you like the Cliff Notes version in Fusion. So it's not like you're really missing anything there.
Just in Fusion, she's like, I respect Adam, and that's it. That's that's the whole thing.
She's like, he was a good dude, and he teased me, but he always like had his mind was always on the mission and doing whatever was right for the galaxy, even if it was not necessarily his orders. Which is, you see the same thing in Other M. So you're like, okay, whatever, got it. The only thing that it like physically does, because I like was looking into this coincidentally, was that it ties together why Ridley is on the space station, because you would think that Ridley would not be in the space station.
No,
and that's it. Like, it just gives you a basis for why that might have happened. That's it. Because Ridley should have blown up on the planet Sebes with Super Metroid when you killed him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Theoretically, yes.
Got there.
And then you didn't. And you're like, why are you here again?
I actually, because what got me on that kick was I was like, because I was trying to look up, like, how many times do you actually kill Ridley, as opposed to like him not dying. You know what I mean? Like, how many times is there an actual Ridley fatality? And the answer was, I think, like 3 times. You actually kill Ridley, and like, because Ridley and like Metroid, the original, you kill him, but he's resurrected by the space pirates, and that's actually in their like dialogue, like the stuff, like the info things that you look up. They're like, oh yeah, we resurrected Ridley. So I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, I got it. And then you like definitively kill Ridley in the end of Super Metroid, and then you kill Ridley again in Other M, and those are all the Ridleys you actually kill. Like the other times, it's just like he's like wounded or whatever.
Does that count Metal Ridley?
No, Metal Ridley's just metal. It's not like an actual Ridley. It's just robot.
Wait, he's just robot Ridley?
Yeah, Metal Ridley's just robot.
All right.
Yeah. So you're not really killing Ridley. You're just killing a robot.
You're killing the idea of Ridley.
Yeah, exactly.
Killing the concept of Ridley.
The concept of Ridley. Chapter 1.
It's very deep, honestly.
Yeah. But, I mean, will Ridley be back in Dread? Who knows? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
He always
why
comes
not?
back.
Yeah.
He always.
It's like with the Metroids. They always come back, too.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Gotcha.
Samus, what's up? We missed you. And Ridley's like, hey, Samus, how's your family doing? Oh, yeah, I killed them.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. That's all I got to talk about Metroid.
Okay.
Yeah. But, speaking of Metroid, the new Switch is coming out on the same day as Metroid Dread.
It does.
Yeah.
What are we thinking about it?
So let me tell you my theory on it first. It makes a lot of sense.
It doesn't, but go on.
Okay. So here's the deal. So we've been reading all these rumors about the Switch Pro, right?
Yes.
Okay. And y'all know that graphics cards are really hard to get right now, right?
Yeah.
You know why?
Chip shortage.
Yeah, chip shortage. Yeah. So my guess is we already knew Nintendo secured like the OLED screens like a while ago, and they already made this redesign. So they're probably sitting on all this shit, and they're like, we really want to make the Switch Pro, but we can't get the fucking chips we want. So why don't we just stick the chips that we have inside the new stuff that we built and just sell that? And then the Switch OLED was born.
I mean, maybe.
That wouldn't... See, that doesn't really make sense in my opinion.
They already had the screens.
Yeah, but here's the problem with the chip shortage. Yeah. It's every chip. It's not just like new graphics card chips. It's every chip. There's a reason you can go to a Walmart or a Target or anywhere and you don't even see PS4s on the shelf.
Yeah, but you know what though, too, like that being said, like the Switch processor that it has now is at its end of life cycle. So the fact that you even still have those is kind of confusing.
That's another thing. Like I don't think they should have those. I don't think they would have those anymore. I think those are probably gone.
I have no clue, but it made a lot of sense.
Here's something they could be doing. They could be being like, Switch Lite, no. Open up every Switch Lite they had already ready to go and just take the chip out of there and slap it into the Switch OLED.
I mean, that makes sense too. The only reason I would just be like that is, the only thing against that is like the fact that Switches are like not in stock at all anywhere either.
Yeah,
so, I've been finding lights everywhere. Honestly.
Yeah, I've seen lights like 3 or 4 here and there.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Well, and the other rumor originally was they were switching like the supply line to go in at those anyways, like whatever Switches they were building. So I mean, maybe it's just they're phasing out the other Switch. I mean, they're not going to.
You can still buy lights right now. I'm looking at them.
No, I'm talking about the regular ones. They'll probably keep the lights around. But
well, no, my point is there were enough lights around that they could have been like, "Hey, yo, send us back our lights." And we'll take the chip out and we'll put it inside this OLED, and then we'll send you those. That makes the most sense to me.
The screen's slightly bigger though.
I guess
it's a little bit bigger.
0.8 inches.
Yeah,
and it's not 4K. And the rumors were shooting out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like it's like they went most of the way there. They just didn't put in the new chip. Like they doubled the storage. They put in the new screens and the bigger screen. They have the new dock, too.
Which does look nice, by the way. The dock looks very nice. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the nicer kickstand.
The nicer kickstands are good. The newer dock, I was actually like zooming in on and looking at. It looks like it cradles the Switch itself much better.
Is there a way I can look at this new dock? Because I don't see it.
So it's on the website. But let me see.
Okay. All right, hold on.
I'll just copy the link because there's like a whole photo gallery.
I found it.
But the new dock itself, like I said, like if you look in the bottom of the dock, there's like a crevice now where the Switch actually like sits into, and doesn't look like it's gonna wiggle around as much to me.
They also have a built-in Ethernet port.
They do, which is nice.
Yep. They just wanted USB ports, but they put in the Ethernet port.
They did say the Joy-Cons are exactly the same, which is bad news because they didn't fix the fucking drift. Also, if you look on the zoomed-in picture on the back of the Switch, where they're showing off the built-in wired LAN port, it looks like there's like a vent port now too for the dock for like air to go out.
Okay,
which is interesting. Oh, and then apparently enhanced audio, wherever the fuck that means. They're just like enjoy enhanced audio.
Oh yeah, it does say that.
Speakers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Explain what that meant.
It's like Bose surround sound. Yeah, who fucking knows?
Dolby Atmos. Yeah, with those two little front-firing speakers. Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah. I mean, I know it has the nicer battery that they put out in the more recent Switch model too.
Yeah,
that. But
I don't.
I mean, this.
I was gonna say I don't think it's worth $350.
No, like this is definitely like that's like I said. That's why my other thing with this theory is like they already secured the parts and had everything ready to go. So like, well, let's just fucking go with the chips that we do have instead of the chips we don't have. So that's kind of why I think, because it's not an upgrade system. And believe me, I thought about it. Like I tried to get myself to want this, and I couldn't do it. Like, and I upgraded the DS XL and DSi or 3DS XL, whatever, all the XLs, and then I could justify that. That was a nice thing. But I mean, you're talking a marginally bigger screen, albeit a nicer one, but there's no changes to the resolution. Like, and the dock doesn't really do that much for me. And on top of that too is just the what was I say? The stand. Not the stand. I don't know. There's something else I was gonna say about it. But yeah, not a big deal. Like it just
Internal storage,
I think that
64
was kind
gigabytes
of
of it.
yeah, from 32.
Yep.
I mean, I already have a 400 gigabyte card in mine, so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if they found a way to magically make the terabyte SD cards go down to $100,
Mm-hmm.
I'll in on that.
If they added Bluetooth to it.
That actually would be something worthwhile. Like I would actually be into that, but no, it's not there. I mean, I think it was Game Explained did like a specs sheet comparison, and literally the only internal difference is that they doubled the memory. That's it. Or
You know what's funny though? They were saying that in the dev kits now that they're getting for these new Switches, the dev kits have more memory.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Yeah, so who fucking knows? But yeah, it's not. I mean, it's nice if you're looking to buy a new Switch this year and you never had one before, or whatever reason you need a new one. Sure, get it. It'll be nice. But if you already have one, like I'd be really hard pressed if I had a reason to do it.
Yeah, no, I see no reason to get one. I mean, if they make like a Metroid Dread colored one, maybe, but no.
I mean, it comes out in the same day as Metroid Dread. It could.
Can I be the one person that says, I like this?
Like what?
And I kind of want to get it, but mine is purely all because of my own issues. I've got bad Joy-Cons, I got bad screens, I got a speaker that barely works, and it's like, okay, my Switch barely even works right now as it is. Maybe I should get a new one. That's the only reason I'm like, well, this is coming out.
Oh yeah, I mean that is a valid reason to. Especially if you're crunching the numbers on buying like new Joy-Cons or something.
That's exactly what I was doing. I was like sitting here like I could buy new Joy-Cons, that's $70. I could deal with a scratch that is clearly on my screen on the bezel that's kind of bothers me often. That's just an annoyance over a long period of time. I mean those kind of things, and then also the speaker, like I mentioned before. And it's the lower battery. It's the first Switch iteration with the shit battery.
Yeah.
Those are the three things that make me be like, oh.
That's understandable on your part, though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just got my Animal Crossing Switch like a year ago, so like I have no need. But like for you, that one that's dying, 100%.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I honestly even too, I like thought about it. I was like, well, if I need to do this, that, or the other with the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that would be enough to like push me over the edge. Like I was like, well, my battery's starting to shit out. Then
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like bad battery. I could definitely have a scratch on the right side of my screen that I could see. I don't know how it got there, but it's there. So there's that. And then I've had broken Joy-Cons, and the more I replace them, the more it doesn't matter. They're just broken still. And it's like I don't really want to buy a new pair because like the Joy-Cons are like almost half the price of a Switch Lite for fucking Joy-Cons, and it's just like, you fucking kidding me with this shit?
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Actually, I forgot to mention it when I was talking about my shit, but I was gonna say, actually, I didn't even think I talked about the issue on here at all, because I noticed that when I started playing Samus Returns, but my like new 3DS XL battery was like dead, like dead, and I was getting like maybe 30 minutes of a charge out of it. So I actually went through and replaced it.
Oh wow!
Surprisingly easy. Yeah.
It's yeah,
like
those older
$15.
Things that they're a lot easier to get it. You just gotta get the Tri-Wing and then be like, all right, let's go.
No, this isn't even like this is actually made to replace it. Just use the normal Phillips head. And you pop off the back, and then you screw it back in because it's right next to where the SD card is. For whatever reason, if you remember, they stuck it under the back panel on that Battle 3DS. I also replaced my back panel on Zada. I ordered it years ago because I had that like weird paint like chipping thing, and just never put it on. And I was like, well, since I'm taking it off anyways, like I might as well put on the new one that I ordered and do that too. Yeah, nicer looking 3DS XL. Which is nice. A new 3DS XL. Nicer new 3DS XL. And what's the other thing? I think the reason it shit the bed was because I just left it on the charge stand for so long without using it. So I just think it just kept on cycling the battery until it like fucking died. So no more.
Yeah, I would assume so. But the other problem is too, like if you don't charge the batteries, they also go bad. So you're like, what do I do?
Yeah, no, but sometimes, like, I don't know. I feel like you're more likely to like shit the battery out because I mean, do you think about it? Like the 3DS, the Switch came out 3 years ago, so you got to figure I stopped mostly using my 3DS at about that time. So I mean, the span of like 3 years just sitting on that stand just killed the battery. Like I feel like if I just didn't use it, the battery'd still be like, it might be dead, but at least if I plugged it in for a while, it'd probably like get at least somewhat back to normal. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I can understand that. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
We need better batteries, folks. Let's get
Mm-hmm.
about them. You guys ready to talk about state of play?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to mention something I just saw.
Okay.
There's an Among Us special edition that was announced uh, today, I guess. It just showed up on Amazon. It's a big box and it's called the Imposter Edition because of course it is. And inside of this, like, because it's showing the game and everything, and all the little extra doodads and stuff that it comes with. It shows that Among Us is also going to be releasing on PlayStation 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I guess that's a thing.
Surprise.
I mean, that is the newer Xbox game box too.
Mm-hmm. It has the Series X logo next to it
Mhm.
and S. But I just thought that was weird because, like,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it announced anywhere, and then it's just like, oh yeah, you can buy the PS5 edition, and I'm like, wait, what?
Why not?
Yeah, I guess so. All right,
Yeah.
we can move on to state of play now, I guess.
Okay. What's the state of play?
So there were some plays and there were some states. No, I actually
Alabama?
have a full thing. So we opened up with Moss 2, that VR game with the mouse that's kind of like Zelda but VR.
Mhm.
So that was cool. We then went on to a new game coming out called Arcadegeddon, which looks like a multiplayer shooter, maybe battle royale. I'm not 100% sure. That takes place in like an arcade. That was neat. They also announced that it releases now. The early
Oh.
access released today. So the full game releases in 2022, but right now early access is out. So that's kind of cool. I guess 4-player co-op maybe. It was kind of one of those blink and you miss it sort of deals. I moved on from that to Tribes of Midgard, which was a game we already have seen. And Tribes of Midgard is apparently a open world like survival game, but also there is um some sort of seasons system, and the first season will be the season of the wolf or something, and that will be launching when the game releases. So day one season pass from the looks of it. So that's yeah. They then announced Fist, which is a beat 'em up game with a very angry looking rabbit as the main character and lots of like ray tracing effects. Looks kind of cool.
Okay. Okay.
Uh
Tracer.
yeah, we went on from that to a new battle royale called Hunter's Arena coming out next month on PS5, which will be included in PlayStation Plus for next month. It kind of looks like Dynasty Warriors, but as a battle royale. But yeah, that was weird. We then, and this game actually looked very interesting. It was the announcement of a delay of a game. That's what this announcement was. It's like SIFU is the name of the game.
Sifu, where the fuck is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So it also showed one of the main mechanics of it, which is every single time you die, you age.
Interesting.
So you gain more experience when you age and become like older because you can like know more abilities, but like you're more brittle because you're an old man now, that sort of deal. It seemed like a very interesting concept. But yeah, it's a beat 'em up from the looks of it, and with a weird little concept like that, that could be really interesting. Then Jet was announced, which Jet looks like an open world like adventure kind of game where you fly this like spacecraft and you're just exploring different universes. This game is made by the same people that made Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery, which came out in 2011. This is their second ever game that they've made. So it's been a long time that they've been working on this apparently. and it was announced for PS4 and PS5. And then Sega took over and decided to show their games off. They started by showing Demon Slayer, the game,
Oh,
which actually looked incredibly good. Like the combat looked awesome. So that was really neat. They also gave a release date of October 15th for it on PS4 and PS5. The combat looked very floaty but fluid, and if you've seen Demon Slayer, you know floaty is kind of Demon Slayer just in general. So it kind of matched the actual series as a whole. And it looked really neat. They then showed more stuff off on the sequel to Judgment with the English voice acting. It had like robot battles, kind of like Robot Wars. It had a boxing mini game. It had a like motorcycle racing mini game, but it was like with gangs, like delinquent gangs motorcycle racing. Looks really neat. And then it also had a skateboarding mini game. So there's some really cool shit that they showed off in that.
nice.
We then move on to our first look at Death Stranding Director's Cut. There was so much stuff announced for this. New battles, new story, advanced combat, adding new melee and weapons that to the game, a firing range, a catapult that will literally launch your cargo if you put it inside the catapult. I don't know how that works on a gameplay level, how much damage your cargo is going to take if you launch it out of a catapult, but that's a thing. And the thing that had the entire internet abuzz, they announced Norman Reedus kart racing.
What?
Yes,
What?
there's a kart racing minigame in Death Stranding.
Amazing.
Okay, so let me go ahead and put this. It's obviously not actual go-karts, but it's done in the style of like go-karts, and it's like racing tracks that you race around against other carriers and that sort of thing. It's very weird. It looked really odd and out of place, but it's kind of a neat little added bonus, I guess.
It sounds very Kojima.
Yeah.
Very Kojima. And I was discussing with you guys beforehand, and everyone else was discussing it online as well, that it looked like this was just going to be a full price title where you have to pay $70 to get the game again. But after so many people complain and so many people question, why aren't you telling us, they finally announced that it'd only be a $10 upgrade and you get all of that and the PS5 version. So that's really good. You're basically paying the difference between what you paid originally when you bought the game and what you would be paying now when you bought the game. So nice. Good on them. We then saw what I would say is probably the weirdest thing to showcase, which is a Xbox game.
Oh, Deathloop?
Yeah, we then saw Deathloop.
I'm so tired of Deathloop.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of seeing Deathloop also. I'd like to actually play it. But watching the gameplay of Deathloop made me realize something. This game is just the next AAA roguelike. So we had Returnal. No. You know how we had Returnal and it was clearly a roguelike, where that's what it was. That was the gameplay thing, and we normally get like indie roguelikes. Yeah, this is the next AAA roguelike, and we might be moving more towards these kind of games in the future from the looks of it. So some of the things we learned from the video was that each loop you go through, you're able to use the information you gathered around the environment and from fighting to learn like the pathing of your enemies and that sort of thing. There's an ability that you can get, and the ability makes it so you get 2 lives instead of 1. And also, whenever you die, you're able to bring some weapons into your next playthrough of that loop. There are different ways to get rid of your target via like just Honored or Deus Ex and that sort of gameplay. And Julia is a PvP element and can invade your game at any point in time and kill you.
Interesting.
And another interesting thing about that is Julia is also the person you're like having a conversation with the entire time. So like she knows where you're at and what you're doing, and she's advancing the story by you talking to her. But also she's not a like person to help you. She's like a rival. and like she wants to get out of the loop from the looks of it as well. And if she kills you and you've already done all the dirty work for her, then she can escape instead. That's kind of what it seemed like it was hinting at. It was very weird, and I don't quite understand it, so I need to see more about it. But I do think this game looks really good. I would just like to play it to like see how it is. So like a demo of this game would be a really good idea, because it's very hard to understand what this game is just by looking at it. And that's it. That's state of play. That was the whole thing.
That?
Yeah, it was pretty short, honestly.
I mean, it's kind of not very exciting either.
No, not really.
I guess I don't know. People were anticipating like a full-fledged like presentation, like E3 style presentation. Not for necessarily the one that they announced like today, but like just in general. And we just I guess not getting that this year from them. So
Well, once I saw a couple days ago that there's like no Horizon, no God of War at the state of play, I was like,
yeah,
that's probably not going to be too terribly exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it says here that the entire state of play was 45 minutes. I don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
It was closer to like maybe 30 at most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was basically just 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm scrolling through it now. It was 30 minutes long, and it was mostly just being like, "Hey, here are some games that are coming out," and that was it.
Well, I don't know. I'm wondering if we'll actually see something full-fledged from them at all this year, or if we'll just keep getting these like little state of plays.
I'm guessing probably not. If they don't have, I mean, it's July.
Yeah.
At this point, like if they have,
I don't think we're gonna
anything,
see anything from them at all this year.
Yeah, I mean, what's the big title this year? Horizon, if it comes out.
No,
Supposedly. I mean, yeah, Horizon's supposed to come out before the end of the year.
I don't think it's happening, to be honest.
It's not dated still yet, right?
No.
No,
Yeah, the shit's not coming out this year.
I don't think it is either. I don't
It's
think they
July.
have a big title, and I think that's the reason why we aren't seeing anything. I don't think they have anything,
I mean, if they did, they would show it. I'm sure.
right?
There must not be anything.
They have to just have nothing. And if that's the case, like that's not good.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's just the transition to the new generation that's what slowed them down. I'm sure that didn't help. But I mean, Sony has a decent amount of studios like aligned with them. So you think
Yeah,
they would
but
have,
like nothing's happening.
yeah.
I think this is like going to be one of those years where people are going to be like, ah, yes, game of the year. Did Sony even show up this year? I don't even know if they did. Oh yeah, I guess Ratchet and Clank was here, so that's a really good game. But like, if that's the only thing you're talking about when it comes to Sony, then that's a fucking yikes, dude.
Yeah.
And since that was like, mid-year / first portion of the year, quite literally no one's going to remember that game. I'm pretty sure it'll be overshadowed by other things that aren't Sony, like, mainstay games.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, like, there's not going to be anything to talk about when it comes to Sony at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really weird, because, like, I don't think I can think of a single year where Sony's been like, yeah, we're just not releasing anything this year. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, last year they had the new systems, but I mean, they didn't really have like anything I would consider like too major last year.
I mean, the Demon Souls remake.
Yeah,
It's not
just
for
weird.
you, obviously, and you're not going to consider it important, but that thing people have been clamoring for forever. So, like, they at least had something to talk about. This year, nothing.
Be like Ghost of Tsushima DLC.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're banking on. Ghost of Tsushima DLC and Death Stranding? Is that what they're banking on as their big titles for the end of the year? Because if so, like, that ain't it.
Like, I feel like we've seen that year already.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a mess. I think there's another year. Like, I mean, it wasn't like the worst year. I mean, I know you guys love Spider-Man, but I think this year that Spider-Man came out, like, that was their only like title
Like,
for the year.
I'm sorry, I just gotta say this. You were saying you think they planned to do more and they just didn't have the parts and everything. Literally from a tech review channel. Nintendo had planned to do more, but due to the ongoing component crisis, we're not able to do so, and thus the Nintendo Switch OLED is a byproduct of said crisis.
Hey, see, look at that. I'm a genius. Told ya. I mean, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. It's like they're sitting on all those components. They already bought them. It's like instead of just letting them sit around, like wait around for a year or whatever, just fucking get something out there now. Why not? Worst case scenario, someone buys it.
It's not like it's not gonna sell too.
Yeah, I mean, you can't keep any of the Switches in stock as it is. So.
Here's the thing: they're gonna sell if they're the only thing that they're selling.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I do still think they'll probably just like silently discontinue like the older model Switch and just have the OLED one in the light. Like that makes sense, especially if it's like the same internal components. Like why, split hairs on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the system's still selling well. So, it's like why the fuck not? Maybe people buy the new one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sony's got to do something right now, or else like what the fuck,
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe, like, I guess on the other side of things, like, you still can't get a PS5 if you want one. So maybe Sony's just like, we're in no rush anyways. Like, no one can buy it. We might as well hold our shit out until we can actually make a big deal about it. I mean, I doubt that's something like that they're deliberately thinking, but it's probably just a byproduct of what's going on as well. Like,
yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. Like what the hell would you do otherwise?
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if because of the pandemic, we're going to get another console generation much like the 360 PS3 generation. Whereas, like, the reason why those hung on for so long was because of the financial crisis, and I wonder if these are going to hang on for so long because of this. And we're just not going to, like, they're not going to obviously make a new system for a very long time because you can't even get the new systems now.
Yeah.
And, like, probably can't be for at least the next 2 years. I would imagine. I imagine this is going to be a problem for a very long time.
And if they do, like, you'll probably get, like, an incremental upgrade like you do with, like, the Pro.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, maybe a little bit longer down the line. But, I mean, just at least where it is right now, like, it's going to take a while before, like, they start running the limitations with what they have.
Mm-hmm.
So, and let it ride out as long as you can. I don't know. The same thing. It's like people can't get them. Like, there's no rush to move on or get new stuff out. It's just kind of like whatever. It's like if you threw out God of War now, it's like I mean, I'm sure the people already have systems would be excited, but anyone that was holding out to buy a PlayStation 5 is just going to be like, well, I still can't get one. Mm-hmm. Sucks to be me or whoever.
I mean, I don't think the PlayStation 5 is worth it in its current state.
No,
it's not. That's like I always say, system is only as good as its games, and the PlayStation does not necessarily have like bad things, but I don't think it really has anything that's like a system seller yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't have a defining game for it. And I mean, same thing with the Xbox. So I'm sure it will come. I mean, I would not be surprised if God of War could be that title, but it's not yet.
Yeah,
or maybe who knows? Maybe the eventual re-release of The Last of Us Part 2. Maybe that will be the title.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You know it's coming. I don't even have to like pretend. I'd just be like, oh yeah, my sources told me Last of Us Part 2 is yeah, it's fucking coming.
It's sad that you're right, but like, motherfucker. Are they really about to bank on Last of Us Part 2 again as the fucking be all end all? Are they really gonna do this shit again?
Maybe that's what they'll squelch out this year is their like holiday title.
They'll be like, it costs $10 to upgrade. I'll be like, are you paying me? Are you paying me to upgrade it?
And you also get one of Ellie's figures as a free pre-order bonus.
No. I don't like that.
It's random too. You don't know which one you're gonna get. So it's like blind boxes. You gotta buy them all.
No. You couldn't pay me to upgrade Last of Us Part 2.
Oh. You say that now.
Mm-hmm.
But I could totally see you just being like, well, it just random happenstance. Or, the good old, like, PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I guess if it was given through PS Plus, I'd be like, alright, well, there we go.
Yeah. So.
Hey, will they add to it? A better game?
No, just more songs. It's actually will be turned into a musical.
Okay, that might make it a better game. Not gonna lie.
They just have like a singing narrator the whole time, and then when you go into a battle, everyone breaks out in a song.
Okay, actually, I would play that.
Actually, I would play any game. I would, someone should actually make this game.
That game exists.
like an actual musical, like first-person
Yeah,
shooter?
it was Saints Row: Gat Out of Hell. It was a third-person shooter, but yeah.
No, third person's what I meant anyways, because Last of Us is a first-person shooter.
Yeah, Gat
That's
Out
what I
of
want.
Hell was
But
a
it needs to be the
musical.
whole game. Was the
Well,
whole
I
game
mean,
a
it
musical?
was. Yeah, every single cutscene was a musical.
Oh no, I'm
Jesus.
talking about the gameplay. Like I need it to be dynamic.
Oh, okay.
Like you kill someone and then you lose their voice track in the song.
Oh
Like,
my
that's
god,
how
that'd
it
be
is.
amazing. Someone make that now.
Yeah, like that's just how it needs to be. Like you have different people playing instruments, and then you kill one of them, and you lose that instrument out of the song. Like
I think that
that's
sounds
just,
like one of the best games ever made.
I will license it to whoever wants to make it. There you go.
I'd buy it.
I'd buy it. Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, South Park could probably like really fucking nail it.
Yeah, they
Just do a
would.
sequel to the South Park movie with this kind of gameplay.
Oh my god, it'd be amazing.
Chef's kiss, right there. Like
They can't have Chef anymore. He left.
You can't do it.
and they did a good job of making sure he was like dead. That was still a great battle in Stick of Truth. Love it. I keep on getting tempted to like buy the Fractured Butthole.
It's not as good.
No, I know it's. I played it before. It's not as good, but it keeps on going on sale, like the gold edition for like $20, and I'm like, do I want to try it again? I might. I'm like, I really like.
I think it was 12 yesterday.
Well, like I think it's like the standard edition usually goes for about 12, but it's like the gold edition with the season pass and everything. I keep on seeing for like 20.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, no, I do agree. Like the gameplay is not as good, but the humor's still good.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of makes me want to just kind of, go back and do one of these days. It keeps on every time it like flashes. So I have it on like my wish list for the Switch. So it just pop out. And Ubisoft, I swear, runs deals about half of every month.
Oh
yeah.
So it pops
absolutely.
up a lot. And it's like, oh, maybe I will. I keep on getting tempted by all these games I've played before. Like Resident Evil, they're all on sale on the Switch again.
Yeah, but do you need those?
Yeah, but I haven't played Resident Evil 1 in a long time.
I mean, 1 I guess like would be fun, yeah.
And 4 I love. I was thinking about buying 4.
4 could... Alright, stop it. Now you're making me thinking about buying 4.
And then I was like, oh, I haven't played the Revelations in a long time. Like I have Revelating on the 3DS. But I'm like, I don't have it on the Switch. I'm like, it'd be nice to have it on like a nicer system. So it's just you fall down that rabbit hole, and you're just like, oh. And next thing you know, you have 0, 1, 4, 5, and you're like, well, I guess I might as well get 6 because it's on sale too.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
I mean, it had one good chapter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which one?
I think the Leon one was good, right?
I don't know.
And it's kind of cool when you're like plays Chris's friend and he gets all his powers and go around and be all crazy. So, yeah. Anyways, what's this about this upside down PlayStation 5? I don't know.
Yeah, what the fuck is it? This is the image.
There was a pulled ad from Sony. In the ad, they were advertising the PlayStation 5, and it was completely upside down.
I saw this ad earlier today.
I thought it was really funny that like nobody stopped them and were like, "Hey, that's not correct."
Because I mean, there's so few of them out in the wild, they probably don't even know. Like, which one?
Yeah, like, oh, this part probably goes on the top. That makes sense.
Like, I feel like if I owned one, I would have it in this direction.
Yeah, maybe. Why not? Yeah, I just thought it was really silly that an official commercial, they were like, "We don't know how this console works."
Well, so was it just like a no background to the PlayStation?
No, it's
it was being used.
Hold on, I got it. Yeah, it's being used. Give me a second. I got this. There we go. I'll print screen it. Yeah, this is a funny image.
Where are we at?
I'm gonna post it up in just a second. Hold on. I think I got it now. Yep, there it is.
Yep, they're playing God of War.
With their system upside down.
I bet you whatever revision that they had for the PS5, it's gonna have the disk drive like that on top. Just like, fuck it, this is how we're gonna do it now because everybody keeps confusing it.
I mean, there's no what it was.
There's no way. There's no way that like would have stayed there either because it's so wobbly whenever you you have it on the top because it's like not like flat.
Maybe
Yes,
that's
they like prop it up.
it's the pro. That's the pro version. It's got a flat top.
Yeah, I saw this. My friend posted a video of it. It's literally this guy, like, his kid's like, tell me a bedtime story, Daddy! And then he starts telling him the story of God of War, conveniently leaving out all the blood and gore and making it a story about a father and a son climbing the highest mountain, traversing the highest peaks, you know, and growing a stronger bond together. And the son's like, oh, wow, cool! And then the father goes in the living room and just starts playing God of War again on the PS5 afterwards. And apparently the PS5's upside down, so, you know, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, don't forget to say goodnight to your mom's ashes before you go to bed.
That also makes me be like, why are you advertising this with God of War from PS4 on PS5?
It's a place PS4 game, Brandon. Obviously.
But is that really what you want to advertise your brand new console with? Like, seriously.
What other bedtime stories is going to tell it? What kid is going to tell his kid? What PlayStation 5 game has a good bedtime story to it? Ratchet and Clank?
No.
I mean, it's not a bad game, but I'm sure it doesn't have a bedtime story for it.
No, but my point is this could have been just a PlayStation commercial. It didn't have to be PS5. And it doesn't make sense as a PS5 commercial.
It's because they don't have any games for you to buy. I mean, the next time they do it, when they refix this commercial, it will probably be with The Last of Us Part 2. They tell me another bedtime story, Dad. Well, once upon a time, there was this little girl named Ellie.
Once upon a time, there was this guy. He was the father figure to this little girl. He got his head bashed in with a golf club. The end.
No, he got his head loved in with a golf club. Hugged in with a golf club.
Hugged in?
Yeah, hugged in. The golf club hugged his head until he went to sleep. Like a good little boy.
Like you should, son. So please go to sleep before I hug your head with a golf club.
And this pillow. Yeah, that's it. Do you guys have any other things to talk about?
Nah.
You know.
No? You ready to wrap up?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us tonight. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, on Stitcher, Google Play Music Store, Amazon, wherever else we are. Our website, game-crunch.com, doublegaming.com, both work. They're still there. And if you want to reach out to us, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter. You can send us an email at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon.
Hey.
Any final thoughts?
I do a stream every Friday. The stream this
What's
Friday
streaming this week?
is... I was getting there.
Oh, okay.
The stream this Friday is No More Heroes. Whoa. In honor of the sequel coming up very soon. I'll be playing the first game tomorrow at 8 p.m. Normally I do streams with my friend Killer GP, and we stream together, and it's lots of fun. But he's gone for 2 weeks. So for the next 2 weeks is me. I get to choose what I play, and I'm gonna stream whatever I want. Fuck you. No, it's just me. It's just me. Oops, so we're gonna do. Did you say whoops all Brandon?
I said oops all Brandon.
Okay. So we're gonna do No More Heroes as the starting, and then yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna go from there. I have a few games in a list. Like I really do want to play Cruelty Squad. I'm thinking that's gonna be next week, but I don't know yet. Okay. So there's that. That's what I'm doing.
Speaking of Suda, like the Silver Case randomly came out on the Switch this week.
Oh yeah, is it like the newer one though, like 24 something whatever?
Yeah, it's like the remake that they did a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But like I think I did randomly see it come up like on an E3 list, and I was like, oh, that's random. I didn't know that was coming out. And there it is, just like here. I'm like, hey guys, I'm the Silver Case. Remember me? Nope, you didn't, because in the Suda game, you don't know. Who
I have it. Well, actually, so depending on which Silver Case it is, because there are 2 of them. And I'm not talking about of the originals. I mean, there's actually 2 Silver Cases. There's the 25th Ward, which I'm guessing that's the one that came out.
Yeah, it's that one.
Okay, so that one is actually a English release of a game that was never released in English.
Yeah, no, it's like a remake of the original.
No. This is a sequel to the original. The Silver Case is a remake of the original. The sequel never got English version either. And also, I don't even think it got released. So
I thought this was the remake of the original. You're saying this is the
No.
remake of the sequel.
I'm saying this is the sequel to the original that never got released. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So it's a sequel.
So it's the sequel.
Okay.
All right. So the original Silver Case never released in English. The
No.
sequel to the Silver Case never released. Period. This is the sequel to the Silver
That was
Case.
never released.
Period. Correct.
So confused.
It's pseudo. What do you fucking expect?
I know. Wait, so they're... Oh my, I'm like trying to look it up on Wikipedia now, and it's even super confusing.
Yeah, and like this is the best way I understood it when I made the original purchase, because like I had the Silver Case already in my Steam library, and I was like, what is the 25th ward of the Silver Case? And it was like, okay, well, this is one that didn't get released. That's a sequel to one that didn't get released in English. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm still looking. But anyways, Nick,
Me too.
what's going on with you?
Nothing much.
No?
Nope.
What was I going to say? Nothing, no final thoughts?
I've got nothing for you.
No? Okay. That's fine. All right.
Okay. All right. It gets even more confusing if I explain it now. All right. So here you go. We're going to do it. All right. Here goes.
Okay.
All right. So the 25th Ward, the Silver Case, is a sequel to the original game that never released outside Japan. The sequel was never released until the remaster of the original was released, and then it was only released on Yahoo Japan as well as iMobile phone carriers.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way you could play the 25th Ward, which was a game that was never released until it was released after the sequel, after the original game was released in HD, was on phones originally. This also never released in America, and then it was released as the 25th Ward as an actual game, which is the remaster of the phone release that was on iMode and Yahoo Mobile Japan phones.
But this... Oh.
Huh?
So this is still the remake of the original?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. All right. The remake of the original is the Silver Ward HD. That's the remake of the original. After that came out, the sequel that never got released, which is the 25th Ward, was released on Yahoo Mobile Japan and iMode Japan mobile phones. That's what the 25th Ward is. That is the 25th Ward, the Silver Case, is the remaster of the mobile phone version of the sequel to the Silver Case.
So it's both of them?
No. It's a totally separate game that's a sequel. How hard is it to understand
this is what the Wikipedia says, Brandon. It says the PlayStation 4 version was released on March 15th, 2018 in Japan, and packaged with the remake of its sequel under the title Silver Case 2425.
Wait, there's a PS4 version also? Wait, hold on. That's where I'm getting confused. It was released as separate games on PC and on Switch, I think.
Well, Switch just has the one.
Wait.
Which is 2425.
Wait, 2425 is the one that's on Switch.
Yeah, which Wikipedia is making me think that it's the original packaged with a sequel under this name.
No, that is definitely what that is, but that's not the game the way the sequel and the prequel were released originally.
You were confusing, Brandon.
All right, no, here, I'll show you. I
don't get it.
Okay, here you go. Remake. You see that? You see what I've just posted right now?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm getting it. Sequel to the remake. It's two separate games, not on Switch and PS4, apparently. So these are combined into one, is what you're telling me then, on Switch and PS4.
Yeah, 2425.
Okay, yeah. That's a totally different game release. That's a compilation release and not a separate release. Because I'm pretty sure these also released on Vita and were maybe it's just PC. Let me check.
I know the Silver Case thing came out on PlayStation 4.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
I remember that.
Yes. I didn't know 2425 was a thing.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
This
We just
is-
all learned something new.
Oh!
We deciphered stuff.
Kind of.
Kind of, I know.
2425. Oh, this is a limited edition. What the fuck? This is as confusing as the game is, almost. Have either of you guys played this game?
No.
I
It's
played like a
very
little bit of it.
It's very confusing.
So I'm pretty sure this is what I got on the PlayStation 4. Because I remember I had Silver Case for PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was 2425 or if it was just the Silver Case.
It's just the silver case on PS4, isn't it? Let's check. PlayStation Store silver case. That's what I wrote, you fucking idiot. Yeah, just the
Looks
silver
like they
case.
sold both.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is both of them.
Yes, this is a compilation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. PS4 sold the silver case for $19.99 and the 25th Ward the silver case for $29.99, which is the sequel to the silver case.
Nice of them to finally explain it somewhere in English.
So 24 and 25 is just a compilation of both games combined into one.
Yeah.
Because you're in the 24th Ward in the silver case, and the 25th Ward in the silver case, the 25th Ward. As if that didn't already. Okay.
We good.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we got there.
I think we made it, guys.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it. Anyways, that's it. My name's Mike Anastasia. Find me online, Flash Penguin, on Twitter or your favorite gaming console. Until next week, game on.
Game on.
Game on. Brandon, before we get started, I have to ask you a question.
All right.
Did you check your mail today?
I did. The box came in. I have it. I have not opened it yet because it has been hell today.
Gotcha.
Katie's not doing so good, so we
I
had to
just
call
wanted
in
to
and
make
get a
sure
doctor's
that it
appointment for her.
arrived.
It
That's
did
all.
arrive. It is sitting next to my bed. Katie woke me up apparently, and then was like, "There's a box for you," and then she put it on the bed next to me, and I woke up and there was a box next to me, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
In the box.
Can you hold on? Because I forget what I put your name as.
Let me go check. I'll
I think
go
I
grab
wrote
it.
it down as like Brandon, also Brandon, like for your last name.
Let
I
me
was like,
Brandon.
yeah, I think I was like Brandon.
The Super Brandon brothers. Brandon and his brother, Brandon.
He's grabbing it.
I just hope it says it's ridiculous. You can't remember it.
I
Here
can't
we go.
remember. I
It
can't remember if it was
says-
a week ago.
On here, it says Brandon, also Brandon.
It does say Brandon also. I just looked it up.
I'm gonna open this real quick. This tape is like so nice. I kind of don't want to open.
Oh yeah, the Pokemon Center tape. Is
Yeah, it's so
ridiculous.
nice.
Cannot wait to hear all about your Pikachu vibrator.
That's what it is.
It's shocking.
Surprise.
It
The tickler just shocks you instead.
It's like, have you ever wanted to give your partner the shocked Pikachu face?
Hell yeah, brother.
It's the Bidoof all over print. Because
It is the Bidoof all over print.
You need this. I cannot prevent you from having this.
Which Bidoof thing did you get?
Here, I'll show you. I'm gonna take a picture of it for you guys. And then you can do whatever you want with it.
Oh, I will. It's
And-
the Bidoof shirt where it's just Bidoof all the fucking all.
It's just
The
all
time.
Bidoof all the time.
Yeah, all Bidoof all the time.
Dude, I saw the best meme for the new Fast 9 memes thing that lasted like a day and everyone got annoyed by it. It was
Yeah.
so fucking funny. It's it's it says help me step bro, I'm stuck in the washing machine. And then the next picture is just fucking him sitting there being anything for family.
Oh my, that's terrible. Actually,
It's fucking great.
ordered something from the Pokemon shop the other day. Far
What'd
less
you get?
exciting. What did I order? I ordered a Bulbasaur
It's in
plant.
Jingle Chant.
There it is.
There it is.
All of them, just all of them for the Bidoof.
So much badoofery.
Surprised they don't have that print for boxers as well. It seems like a boxers print.
I would have loved that print being in the boxes also.
You said
Anyway, I'm posting the
boxers?
spicy.
Yeah, boxers.
No, boxes.
Oh, no.
Okay, anyway,
No,
there
you
I
said
got
boxers.
Oh, I heard boxes.
No, so you can tell Katie when you got the Bidoof boxes on, it's fucking go time.
That's like you want a Bidoof kid.
Look, Katie, I don't think you understand. I really love Bidoof.
Alright, I put the other one's in spicy memes if you want to see it.
It's horrible, actually. It's legitimately the worst thing I've ever put out.
We should probably get back on topic. I don't even think
Yeah,
we've gotten a topic.
Yeah, no, we really have not yet. So